Space, the final frontier.
Hello there, Trekkie Dave here. This is video number 5, and basically this video I'm wanting it to be less about Star Trek. It's a bit about Star Trek, but more about films themselves. So back in the early 90s, when I was going to Simon Fraser University in Vancouver, I read a really interesting book that I really loved. It was called Image, Sound, and Story, and it was by a gentleman named Cherry Potter. And basically the gist of the book, this is the book here, and it shows Midnight Cowboy. And I really love this book. And what I thought was really interesting about this book, and it's called Image, Sound, and Story, The Art of Telling in Film. And basically the gist of the book was that the greatest films in history all have common components. And the greatest films, like films that last the test of time and films that we still consider classics today, are films that combine all of those elements together. You can have a film that has a really great narrative, a great story, or a film that has great acting, or a film that is, visually stunning. But if it doesn't compose all of those elements, image, sound, and story, that it's never going to be an iconic film that lasts the test of time. And I honestly believe that. So for years, so for about a decade now, I've been writing a top 50 films of all time list. I drive my wife nuts because I'm changing it constantly, because we're going to see a film. Like last year we saw Joker, okay? Joaquin Phoenix and Joker. I absolutely love this film. The soundtrack of that film is unfreaking believable, and Joaquin Phoenix is unbelievable. And I've always been a Batman fan, so I love that film. So, it's got to fit in there somewhere because it's a great film. So I got to push something out, something that's been there for 30 years or whatever, or 10 years, to fit in the Joker. The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. Absolutely love that film. Johnson nails it. It is John Williams' best music in the Star Wars films since Empire Strikes Back, or the Star Wars films. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that great composers are inspired by great directors. Like, I believe that. Like, I think a composer, when they're doing music and they're looking at amazing images on screen, like, I think John Williams is watching Rian Johnson's images. He's like, I got to get music that equals this. Like, this is so incredible, right? So, The Last Jedi is on there. This year, the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Absolutely love this film. It is an epic, pure comic book delight, the likes of which I know I'll never see in my lifetime, especially now, but it is incredible. The music by Junkie XL and just Snyder's images are just iconic. He turns the Justice League, all of them, into gods. I mean, they're essentially gods. That's his version of the Justice League. They are gods among men and women and so forth. And again, images, sound, and story. It's just perfect. So my top 10 list. So I'm gonna do a video at some point where I go through the entire 50 films. There'll probably be a couple of videos because I want to go in depth on this. But just off the top of my head, with what I've said to you about what I think about films and the best films having that combination. Okay, number 1 on my list is Star Trek, the motion picture, with the soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. This soundtrack is incredible, incredible. Number 2, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, James Horner. Incredible soundtrack to that film. The Empire Strikes Back, John Williams. Number 3, incredible. Number 4, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Incredible soundtrack. Stanley Kubrick's visuals with that music, unbelievable. Number 5, Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. Vangelis, I believe is the way it's pronounced. So right here is Blade Runner. Right here is Blade Runner. And then here's Blade Runner, the final cut in all of the versions. Anyways, incredible music to that film. Number 7, Raiders of the Lost Ark, John Williams again, incredible music. Planet of the Apes, Jerry Goldsmith, incredible music, visuals with music. And then number 10, one of my all-time favorite movies until this day, I still think it's just so iconic, Batman 89. I love Batman 89. I know a lot of people think Tim Burton didn't understand Batman. I know that, Kevin Smith and people have said that. I completely disagree. I don't think they understand Batman, because Batman in 1939, Tim Burton nails it. When you read the 1939 comics, Michael Keaton, that Avenger of the Night, that shadow in the darkness in a gothic Gotham City, Batman 89 is incredible. And then from there, there's, a ton of movies that follow the same thing, like Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, incredible music. Howard Hawks' The Thing from Another World by Dmitri Timkin, incredible music. The Seahawk from 1940 with Eric Wolfgang Korngold, incredible music. The original King Kong with Max Steiner, incredible music. So it just kind of goes from there. And I've just got like The Shape of Water, great music. The Big Lebowski, great music. Brazil, great music. The Last of the Mohicans, great music. The Last Jedi, great music. And at the end here, I've got The Tree of Life, Terrence Malick's masterpiece. Alexander Desplat, great music. This one is one of my all-time favorites. We just watched this film recently when I got home from the hospital. Actually, we watched it after we saw Shang-Chi, because I was kind of disappointed with Shang-Chi. I thought it was okay, but I don't think it's the iconic movie that people are making it out to be. It's all right, but I thought it should have had more practical stunts, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So we watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with a score by Tan Dunn. It's an Ang Lee film. I still love that film to this day, and the music is just iconic. I would have liked Shang-Chi to be more like that, but it is what it is. Bram Stoker's Dracula, incredible music. Tron Legacy by Daft Punk, one of the greatest soundtracks ever. So anyways, I agree with this novel that there's a direct correlation between images and music, and if it all happens correctly, and if the director nails the images and the actors and so forth, and you get that iconic music, it's unstoppable. I mean, it will become one of the greatest films ever, and from my experience, that's exactly what happens. So I just want to show a couple of quick little things here, and then that's it for the video today. It's a real quick one. So what I want to just to show here is, okay, so right here, and this is the video I'm going to do on Black Widow soon, because I think Black Widow is a masterpiece. But anyways, here's 2001, A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, great. Here is Tron Legacy, and here's the music by Daft Punk and the movie. I love that movie, and because of that, because the images are so incredible. So here's Star Wars Last Jedi. I've got the movie, and I also have the CD, but I also have the album. So right here is The Empire Strikes Back with John Williams. This is the album that just came out. This is the original recording from back in 1980. It actually says it on it. This was recorded on May 2nd, 1980, and it was John Williams' first attempt at the soundtrack. It's incredible. And here's The Last Jedi. I absolutely love the soundtrack to this movie, and to me, it's one of the elements that takes The Last Jedi from being just a good movie to a great movie. It puts it in that category. It puts it in the Empire Strikes Back category. And I know this is going to be a tough sell, but I'm going to try because I love that movie. So, okay, that's it. That is video number 5. So I've got a video coming out next week that I'm going to do that I'll post next week. And thank you. I'll see you guys next time. I hope this brings something for you to think about. I hope this brings something for you to think about, kind of. If you like what you're seeing with the videos I've done, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. I'll do this for as long as I can. And again, I'm going to come out with a video for Black Widow, a video, basically the gist of my Black Widow video that I have not seen a lot of reviewers have this position on it, but this is what I see. Black Widow isn't a typical MCU film. Black Widow is a James Bond film. Specifically, Black Widow is a Roger Moore 1979 Moonraker. It's a homage to Moonraker. Everything from the Red Room in the sky, which was almost identical to Drax's space station in Moonraker, to Scarlett Johansson jumping off the platform without a parachute to go put a parachute on somebody. That's right out of Moonraker. So my gist on that, people that are disappointed by by Black Widow, because they don't think it's a good MCU film with a good villain. Well, my argument is it's not an MCU film. I mean, it is an MCU film, but it's a homage to James Bond. The villain in the movie, the bad guy, the creepy guy who preys on these girls, he's a James Bond villain. He's not an MCU villain. He's not a Thanos or a Killmonger or something like that. He's a James Bond villain. She's fighting a James Bond movie because Black Widow is in the middle of a James Bond movie. That's the gist of my take on this. And I think mainstream critics and people in general completely miss this. They don't see it. They think they're treating it like it's a typical MCU film, like an Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's not. It's a James Bond film. So anyways, that's my gist. I want to do my Last Jedi video as well, but that will wait as well. And I want to go over that top 50 list and go over them in detail because I think there's interesting stuff in there. So again, Trekkie Dave signing out. I'll see you guys in a week, and that's it. Thank you.